seconds. We are going to go ahead and do the day 5 warm-up. This is one that you can quickly do on your own sheet of paper. It doesn't involve a ton of writing or graphing or anything along those lines. Just kind of a, hey, how does this exponential stuff affect me in real life situations? So the first thing I want you to do is read the problem along with me, underline important information. I'll set it up. You're going to pause it, do the math, and then hit play when you're ready to check it. So let's say you are wanting to buy a car and you're like, okay, I've done my research. The car I want is $10,000. I've got 5 years to save because I know I'm not going to be ready for it. Or, hey, maybe I'm going to get this piece of junk from my parents or whatever for the next couple years. So I've got a little bit of time to go ahead and save up for it. So what you're going to do is you're like, okay, I've got my $10,000. That's what I need. I've got 5 years to do it. I've called around. The best rate I can get is a 6% interest. So here's, go ahead and highlight your important information. We've got 10,000, 5 years, 6% interest. So if you'll remember correctly with our exponential growth model, it's A equals P times 1 plus R to the T power. Let's talk about the pieces that we need. We don't know what the actual amount in the end is. Actually, yes, we do. On this one, we want the $10,000. So we're actually going to be working backwards on this one. So we know that the actual amount is $10,000. So A is 10,000. Problem with this, though, we're not used to this, is we don't know how much to invest at the beginning. So P is our initial amount. We don't know what that is. And then we do know, however, that the interest rate is 6%, but we never leave it like that. We move that decimal point 2 spaces to the left, and it'd be 0.06. And of course, we know that we're going to try to start saving over 5 years of time. So now let's plug in the important pieces. You know A, you don't know P, you know T, and you know R. Go ahead and set up the equation coming from right here. A equals P times 1 plus R to the T power. It's going to look different because it absolutely is. This time we're plugging in A, but we don't know P, so we're going to leave it there. And we're going to do 1 plus 0.06 in the parentheses. That part should be familiar, to the 5th power. Here's where it starts to get a little bit tricky. You know that you still need to do this math piece right here first. You have to do inside the parentheses and X. So go ahead and take the time to do that now. We know it's going to be 1.06 inside the parentheses because we can all add those together. And then what I want you to do is I want you to seriously, like legit practice finding 1.06 to the 5th power. You have to know how to do this. If you are using your laptop calculator, you type in 1.06, hit the X to the Y button, and then hit to the 5th power. And I want you to write down as many of those numbers as you can. So that's going to be 1.33822 55776. I know this seems like crazy, but I need you to write down as many as you can because the more you write down to use, the more accurate your answer is going to be. So now we know that we have $10,000 equals P times that entire amount. How do we solve for P? Hopefully you realize, oh my gosh, all I have to do is divide each side by that big old long decimal, and I will get the P value by itself. So this is working backwards to find the initial value. So we're going to divide by that big old decimal. And like I said, the more numbers you use, the more accurate your answer is going to be. So on my calculator, I'm going to take the 10,000 and I'm going to divide by 1.33822 55776, and I'm going to get 7472.58. We're going to go ahead and round that to the nearest cent. And that's how much money you would want to invest at the beginning in order to keep it in a bank account, not touch it, earn 6% interest, and have that $10,000 for your car in 5 years. You can quickly see how you could make $2,500 very easily over 5 years just by not doing anything. Obviously, the earlier you start saving, the better it's going to be for you. All right, I'm going to end this for now. Make sure you have all the correct answers down and then go back into materials to look for today's note.